Roaring Kitty, what happened?
Batshit crazy. I think he ended up talking a little bit, but what I saw was him cackling, laughing. The stock price was plummeting while he was talking. He's a joker.
Do you think he cashed out on it? His options hit, right?
I know, but he revealed his position being even bigger than ever.
On calls?
He didn't sell anything. He posted that he hasn't sold anything.
Is he an idiot that just got really lucky?
Yes. Now he's just a character.
And he's just trying to cause havoc.
Yes. Objectively, if you look at what he uncovered, is Wall Street is a one big joke.
I think he actually uncovered retail investor loses.
Yeah.
No matter how big the retail investor gets.
Doesn't matter.
You can be the biggest celebrity retail investor ever. You still lose.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey, D.
Hey.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. How was golf?
It was great. I just zoomed in straight from the course. I left 2 holes early, but I started playing kind of shitty anyway.
So it's good to just bail.
Good to bail.
Yeah.
But it's great. I'm getting better. Great to be outside.
Who's the best of your crew?
Sean Malto. That's what I was just playing with. The pro skateboarder.
Yeah.
He's really good.
What's his handicap?
I don't know, but I think probably like 4.
Oh, so he's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's really good. And he's like the best like skater golfer of the whole crew.
Yeah. But how's Brian?
He's like me.
So you both suck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm making progress, like I'm definitely.
Why do you get lessons?
I did for a while. Here's why. When you're just starting, or for the first couple years, which is me, lessons are really, really good, but then you also just have to play a lot.
Yeah.
The problem is you would go every week to get a new lesson and there'd be a new thing.
Yeah.
And maybe I haven't even played since the last lesson.
Yeah, you got to play.
And so, a lot of it is just like you just have to swing a golf club a lot.
Yeah.
And
actually, very similar to that. So Dominic, my oldest,
yep.
He's 6 years old. He plays a lot of sports now, and he made his baseball's all-star team.
Oh, nice.
Which is really awesome.
That's big.
And it's 6 years old, so it's like coach pitch. It's nothing crazy, but
right.
What's really interesting to watch in the last 5 months, him just playing more.
Right.
Like his strength, his hand-eye coordination has drastically improved.
Right.
And confidence, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he goes up there and he knows more than likely he's going to hit the ball pretty well.
Right.
And
nothing beats just
repetition.
Reps. Yeah. Nothing beats it. You can't, there's no cheat code. Everyone I know that has gotten good at golf quick, like sold their company or something and just play like 4 days a week.
What's funny is, and we're going to actually, this is a good segue. So Josh, my co-founder in Ghost, he was at his business school reunion last week. Yeah. And one of the guys he has like a very high profile business, recently stepped down as CEO, done extremely well.
Yeah. Got really good at golf.
He said he's played 55 rounds of golf in the last 60 days.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And especially if you had like an exit, you get a nice country club membership.
Yeah. You have the money and the time now.
Yeah. And you just play all day. And that's what these guys do. And I have friends who have gotten really good, really fast.
Because of that.
Yeah, but it's just time. I mean, that takes 4 hours. I tried to squeeze in around today. I started at 3.
Why'd you start so late?
To be honest, I think it was because that was the only tea time.
Got it. Tea times at my in-laws country club, which is in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Holy shit balls.
Hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like they are up 7 a.m. Blah, blah, blah,
yeah. And this is my friends. This is Brian's country club we went to. He has a membership, but just because it's a weekend.
Yeah, you can't. It's not guaranteed.
No. And now the weather's nice. And but if you have the time to play 4 hours a day, you get good pretty quick. I don't.
Yeah, especially at golf, it's such a repetition game.
Yeah, so I was taking lessons, and now like I think the right thing to do is you take lessons like, maybe once a month or once every couple of months, depending on how much you're playing, and like, figure out like what bad habits you're creating or what new thing you need help on. But every week, I went every week for probably 3 months, and it was good, but you just got to play along.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do. So, I'm on my journey. I'm really doing this. It's really fun now, but I'm really doing it for like
later in life,
my 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And 60s, I guess.
I mean,
we just went to Pelican Hill with Rob's dad, who's, I forget, but maybe 80.
Yeah.
And he was keeping up and playing. And
my father-in-law is insanely good. He's 72, 73 years old.
So I'm playing now. I'm putting in the time now so that I can be like betting my old friends and drinking and be just a shit face on the golf course.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
Join a club.
Yeah. Be an asshole. It's
awesome.
I discriminate. Part of the culture.
Look down on people.
All the great golf things.
All the great golfers do it.
What's up with Josh? You got a job posting?
Yes. So, we've hired a lot of people in the last couple months. One of the positions that we are looking to fill is an executive assistant for Josh.
Is Josh the CEO?
So Josh and I are co-CEOs.
Right.
And I've had Javier, one of the boys, as my EA since basically we started the company.
Right.
Maybe a few months afterwards. And I met Javier through the Run Club.
Right.
And one day I was randomly telling someone else, and Javier's like, I could do that.
Got it.
Like, this is what I want to do. I'm like, this is what I need. And he's like, I could do that.
Got it.
And it's evolved dramatically. And so we're looking for basically someone that is smart, organized, potentially has had some assistant experience, but not mandatory.
Yeah.
Wants to be at Ghost. And, it's everything from scheduling to, helping run the office because we have a lot of people now. So it's office management stuff. And then learning the business is the goal. And then you eventually, you will transition.
Right.
Like Javier is now into sales, into helping onboard brands. Like he's a lot more than an EA today.
Yeah.
And so there's a tremendous amount of upside, but it's not easy to find these people.
Yeah. Very hard.
So I know Kathy's, we have a large audience of smart, hungry people.
Yeah.
It's in office.
Yep.
5 days a week. We are, located kind of in the heart of the city. So if you're commuting, I would suggest being close as possible.
Right.
But it's fun. It's fast paced. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but you will learn a lot really quickly.
Right. Yeah. Well, there you go, Kathy's. I wouldn't be surprised if you found Kathy interested.
I mean, to be fair, I've met a lot of great people through the podcast and worked with a lot of them in many different capacities. So the audience is there.
Okay.
I'm bullish.
Well, where do people reach out?
Yeah. Head over to the website, ghst.io, hit the careers page. And if you're at Kathy, just, and you're applying, just DM me and I'll make sure we get you an interview.
Love it. Okay. Well, there you go. You want to talk about some news?
Yeah.
What's up with this cricket game?
Oh, man.
The U.S. won a cricket game and everyone's up in arms? What happened?
So it's like cricket, like World Cup or some shit. I don't know exactly.
Right.
But the United States this past week, played Pakistan in New York. It's in Long Island.
Oh. Okay.
And to beat the brakes off of them.
Really?
And what's crazy about it, so it starts leaking, like, people start paying attention to it.
Right.
And one of them was like, who are these players? Because we obviously don't know anything about America is not a cricket type organization.
Yep.
The craziest thing, one of the top players on the USA cricket team is an engineer at Oracle.
Currently. What the fuck?
It says principal member of technical staff at Oracle. He's been there for 8 years. He's also team captain.
What?
Team USA. This is unbelievable. So his name is Saurabh Netravalkar. Unbelievable story. And it turns out all of Team USA basically has jobs. There's no like, you can't make money playing cricket in America. So you have all these people that basically, come together to play cricket, and then they go to the World Cup and beat like a team of people that actually care. So they play India this Wednesday.
Wow.
And,
is that for the final or?
No, it's like a thing. And so people in Oracle were posting his Slack because he said he was going to be out of office. And he didn't say why. He just said, I'm out of office till June 17th or whatever. But since they won, they're probably going to advance.
Right.
So it means that he's going to be, but people are sharing his Slack away that obviously, he probably didn't think it was a big deal.
Right.
He's like, whatever,
go play, come home. Yeah. Oh my God. Are any of them white people?
There are a few white people.
Yeah.
Cricket is really big in England, Australia,
okay.
West Indies.
Okay.
It is big in a lot of those countries. And, it's sporadically throughout Europe. It's also quite popular. But
I just love it. It had Twitter on fire.
It was, because it's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
You got to give credit. This is where the U.S. is so good.
At winning?
Just winning.
Yeah, we win.
We need a win. You got to put Team USA.
Right.
Which India's playing Team USA this Wednesday. So I'm very engaged in it.
Yeah.
And, I asked my mom, who you written for?
Yeah.
She goes, USA.
Does she watch it?
She will watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she watched India, Pakistan today.
Right.
It was on.
And she's Team USA, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fuck where you came from.
You're here now.
You're here now. The land of the free.
The other big thing on the Olympic front, which I was...
Oh, this is ridiculous.
So Caitlin Clark will not be on Team USA in the 2024 Paris Olympics, which is this August.
And what's the reason? I know they gave a reason.
The reason is that she was unable to attend the practices because she was in the final fucking four.
Oh my, is this just pure hating?
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan and Kobe did not show up to every fucking practice.
I'm sure not. Maybe one. All right, what's the play?
There's an epic documentary about the Dream Team.
Yeah.
It shows these guys in 92, whenever it was, playing poker, smoking cigars, partying, whatever, and they just whooping on everyone 50 points.
Right.
Like, come on. You have this once in a generation chance to win over people with women's basketball.
It's so
and you
dumb.
left the fucking one star that anyone's ever fucking known.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It just shows how dumb humans are.
Yeah.
It's like all you want is for, when I think of people talking about pay inequality in sports, I think about the WNBA.
Yeah.
I think that's probably
a good comp.
Yeah. And it's probably the loudest group.
Mm-hmm.
I hear about it all the time. It's always, how come WNBA players don't get paid, whatever. How come there's not more attention? How come the stadiums are empty? How come? Yeah. And then you have
the person
who is bringing a record number of amount of interest. And I'm sorry, but you got to bend over backwards and do whatever it takes to get her on the team.
Yeah.
For the good of the sport.
Yeah.
For the good of even all of the young girls that would watch it and get interested.
Globally.
The next Caitlin Clark. It's just, but that's how people are, man. We just hate.
Yeah.
We turn into haters and we ruin it.
That's why no one cares anymore about
anything,
equity and equality.
Yeah.
Because bullshit. This is your shot. You want to flip the table?
Yeah.
On women's sports?
Yeah.
I would go all in. Even if I'm the head of the IOC,
yeah,
she would arguably be top 5 American at the Olympics. Do you not want to see her on the parade?
I would say top 3.
Yeah, because it's just Team USA.
It's
couple track people.
Right. I mean, mainstream attention. There's no,
yeah.
Yeah. It's, and look, everywhere in life, people make concessions for Caitlin Clark's, as they should.
They always do.
And it's not that she couldn't do it for some reason that is not valid. It's just, I cannot believe
It's all
the hate.
And you know, it's funny because our clip got posted and I had said something about it's a race war.
Yeah. You posted that.
I mean,
am I in that? I hope I'm not in that.
Now I know I'm right.
Right.
It's not even.
Do people go crazy in the comments?
It's not too many comments on it, but it's just like, oh, bad take. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But like,
right.
We would if it was another race athlete, you'd probably make an exception, and you would do it.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
You know what's funny? Because I read a lot of comments just on like how angry people are about this.
Yeah.
There you go. It doesn't fit the agenda. Heterosexual white woman.
Right. It's true. I mean, you know, there's something to it.
I know. It's like, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
When you hear that, you're like, maybe it doesn't fit the agenda.
It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. It's just constant like fumble after fumble. Especially, I think Caitlin Clark has really exposed it.
Yeah.
Even how like I saw a post, I didn't even look at it because it's all so dumb, but I saw a post yesterday that said like the internet reacting to LeBron supporting Caitlin Clark. So and it was just a carousel of just pissed people that LeBron said something
positive,
supportive.
Yeah.
And then that girl, what's her name? Angel
Reese.
Yeah. Like, you know, the girl shoulder checking Caitlin and then Angel Reese clapping and it's just so dumb. We just get in our own way.
Oh yeah. I mean, specifically like in this case, there's clearly been an inequality for women in sports.
Right.
It's obvious. I don't think anyone disagrees with it. This is your chance to turn the fucking tables. Because, by the way, if Caitlin Clark wins, they all win.
I know.
It brings more people to the sport, brings more revenue. Everyone gets paid more.
Everybody.
Now, what's going to happen is everyone's like, fuck everyone else.
Yep.
We're just going to pay Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. It's true.
It's so stupid. You screwed yourselves.
It's so dumb.
So dumb.
It's like we want something. In this case, like more equality, let's say. But then when you get it, you're like, no, but not that way.
Yeah.
We want it a different way.
Yeah. And it doesn't work like that.
It's just stupid, man. It's just such a human thing.
Just fumble the bag.
Yeah. To like, just rather, like, to be honest, it's like, do you just like to complain? Like, do you just,
well,
do you like to be done wrong? Like to be a victim?
Yes, I think.
Or do you actually want resolution?
Because ultimately, and you see this in all parts of society, is there is this general feeling of like, why not me?
Right.
Right. Which is common. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Right.
I think the problem where it gets bad is there's too many people blaming other people for why you're in that situation.
Yeah.
When often, and this is what all the motivators say, you have full control of your destiny.
Yeah.
Right. And as crazy as that sounds, you really do.
Yeah.
You can make any change you want in your life to change your trajectory. And so if you choose to play the victim, there are times where that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, you're all professional athletes.
Yeah. I mean, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you're not, I mean, like anyone playing with her is another professional athlete. It's not like they're not.
It makes no sense. I just think that we're in an age which I think is so.
I think we've always been an age.
Right. But I guess then the age would be, it's more popular than ever.
Yeah.
To be a victim. And just like you said, I know our Cathys understand us. I'm not saying that there aren't victims. I'm not saying that discrimination doesn't exist. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that like it's really dangerous when it becomes cooler and more normal than ever for it to like to be a victim. Like it's cool to be a victim right now.
What's interesting, I saw that I was watching TikTok. Well, I hadn't caught up in a few weeks. So I was watching this now. And there was a TikTok of an Indian guy, and he said every minority when they go to Paris, and they was talking about, oh, wasn't treated well. I didn't like how I was treated.
Right.
It was white person. Everyone was so nice to me. I've been to Paris 25 fucking times.
Right.
I've never ever experienced fucking racism in Paris.
But I've heard from a lot of my white friends and all different friends that people in Paris are just a little snobby.
They're just assholes.
Yeah.
That's just culture.
But I haven't heard that not to white people.
Yeah. But you know, just being a person of color.
Right.
And
You've never experienced it. And how many times have you been there?
20. I don't know, like fucking insane amount of times. And I'm going to the places where people should judge.
Yeah.
The nice restaurants, the nice hotels, the clubs.
But that's what sucks, man, is like so many people, that video probably had a bunch of views.
Yeah.
And so many people have never been to Paris that watch that.
Yeah.
And so now they'll never go.
Yeah.
And the story in their heads is Paris is racist.
Yeah.
And that works.
Yeah.
It just sucks, but whatever. I mean, whatever. But here's an example.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of Paris, what the fuck is going on in France? They just got rid of parliament, or what's happening?
So they had an election there, and it wasn't for whatever, the prime minister or whatever you call it. And basically Macron lost control of the parliament.
Is that like their House of Representatives?
Yeah.
Congress?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And it went far right. And these are people that are like anti-immigration, want make France great again type crowd.
Right.
And basically Macron panicked and called for an election as an act of confidence, and that he thinks French voters are going to do what's right. So he's calling for another election, which he could lose more power here,
right?
Which would basically create like a deadlock in the French government, or potentially he would lose so badly that he may just resign.
Right.
So he's basically rolling the dice and saying, let's go see what's going to happen in France. I think the French people are actually against what's happening. And so why don't we see what's happened? And if maybe he gets more votes and proves that, he does have the faith of the people of France, then it's different. But like,
it's funny how like, I do feel like there's going to be a bit of a reoccurring thing here of like, and I have no idea the details of what's going on in France or whatever, but like, I feel like left leaning people are having a really hard time admitting or accepting that everyone doesn't think like them.
Well, it's funny is Ezra Klein, someone posted in the Discord, Ezra Klein podcast about how I didn't even listen to it, but the headline is basically very condescending. Like, there's no way, people think we're going to lose to Trump or the Democrats have lost control or anything like that. I got to read exactly what it was, but
I think it's going to be a common thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I know you won't listen to it. Maybe some of the Kathys will, because it's really long and you don't have to. But there was this podcast with Dave Smith and
who's Dave Smith?
He's actually like a comedian, but he's really well versed on like the government and politics. And he's always on Rogan, and he has a podcast. And he had like a debate with Chris Cuomo.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I don't think I'm, turning right wing, but like Chris Cuomo, Andrew's the governor, right?
Yeah.
Chris Cuomo seemed so like on his high horse and just delusional and like could not accept that he was wrong. And like, I just think there's this, I don't know. I think that's going to be a common thing.
I think there's like this, and I've said this before, like intellectual elites look down at everyone.
Yeah.
And
it's like celebrity lifestyle, like arrogance.
Because that's who's leading our institutions, right?
Yeah.
These intellectual elites. And now they feel like they know everything.
Right.
And that we are all a bunch of idiots.
Right.
And what's interesting is Palmer Luckey hosted a fundraiser.
Yep.
And someone sent me the video of him talking.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good.
Really?
Yes.
Like his speech?
His speech. And his speech is like, like I think a lot of politicians don't understand that even on the right, like people think they're voting because of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. No, they're voting because their eggs cost more.
Right.
Their rent costs more.
Right.
And 4 years ago, they felt like they could afford their life.
Right.
And, there's a famous line, and we've talked about it. Bill Clinton always said, it's the economy, stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize it is the most basic fundamental things is how people vote.
Right.
And so if you feel like there was a jobs report that came out that was a blockbuster job report on Friday. Yeah. It's horseshit. It's fucking lies.
Yeah.
It is part-time jobs. It wasn't even full-time jobs, right? Like when they keep pointing, oh, we have lowest unemployment ever. Inflation's under control. But then when you go home, you don't got money.
Yeah, also, you're just gaslighting the whole country.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just sick of it because they know. Yeah. But then they turn on the news and it's like, no, things are better than ever.
Yes. Stock market's all-time high. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So like at this point, like somebody on both parties needs to recognize that things aren't that great.
Right.
And if the Democrats just acknowledged the most basic things,
I know.
I would feel like they're in touch.
They're so out of touch. No. I saw a thing that said that I don't once again, for the listeners, I don't know that this is 100% factual, but that the number, like a poll or something, that the number one issue for young people voting is housing affordability.
That's insane.
Yeah. But also makes sense. It's like, like that's what they're going to be voting on, is they feel like you just can no longer, the pathway to get a home is no longer there. And they want that to change.
And I don't even know if the Trump Cheesecake Factory thing is even real.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's very funny. It's gone viral, so it might as well be real.
Right.
So it says Trump saying, the prices are insane. This is a menu from the Cheesecake Factory. We love that place, don't we? One of the best factories.
Oh man, I hope it's real.
So somebody actually took it one step further. This is definitely fake.
Yep.
Took it one step further and said, the Biden economy is the worst economy in the history of economies. And there's been many economies. And they talked about the cheesecake thing. Yep. It says the warm crab dip is $47. These are Biden prices. And I bet it's not even warm since Biden is so bad with energy. Ice cold crab dip, $47. And then it said, $37 Korean fried chicken. When I was president, all chicken was American.
Right. But he could give that speech and it would work.
I don't know if this is real or fake. And
the second part has to be fake. The Cheesecake Factory, best factory, could be real.
By the way, it doesn't even matter. It's viral. It's gone.
No, and I think what the Democrats don't realize is they look at that like, haha, what an idiot.
Yeah. Everyone eats at Cheesecake Factory. That is America.
And even if you're not going to Cheesecake Factory, your TGI Fridays or your McDonald's or your whatever has all went up.
Yeah.
And so as silly as that seems, while you're busy like making fun of him, you don't realize that
he touched a nerve.
Yeah, like that's what people actually.
Everyone's like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean, every conversation I'm having with parents, with kids, it's always around, I went to dinner. It was like $200. It was waste to take two kids out to dinner.
Right. Right.
If that is, you're going to vote with your wallet 100% of the time.
I also think, and I want to tread carefully here because I am not taking a stance on this issue. And I just want to be very clear. That's not what I'm doing. I think that like Biden and them went, or the Democrats as a whole, went really hard on like trans and just these things that I think, not my opinion of right or wrong, I think it's actually just a really small group of people.
Yeah.
And so you forgot about the issues
class,
that the majority of people deal with. And I think that they're probably a little bit like, well, wait a minute, we addressed all of the things, you know, and like you didn't address the most basic things.
The most important thing, you know, he signed a bill on the border to lock it up. So that just, you know, tells you everyone who told you that wasn't a problem, it was a fucking problem.
Right. And now, and people are smart now. They know that that's just because the election's coming up. People still will blame him for having that policy.
Yeah. And, you know, everyone talks about the switch. I know that's a big deal.
What's the switch?
With Biden getting switched out.
Yeah.
Dude, there was an article today in the Wall Street Journal opinion section on basically why Gavin everyone hates him now.
Really?
Yeah. They said the opinion is basically that he's a phony. He's basically, even they referenced that he said he played baseball at Santa Clara like on the team. He lied. He didn't. Like he's just a liar. He's a phony. And so how are you going to let that go? Basically, he can't be the candidate.
They're fucked.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Yeah.
I just don't get, man. You've had literally 8 years.
Yeah.
Like I want the Democrats to do well.
The real reason why it really comes down, it's the same arrogance in corporate America that doubted Amazon, that doubted Microsoft, that's doubting OpenAI today. Like it's like Google doubting OpenAI.
But you saw it in 2016.
I know, but the problem is he lost.
Yeah.
They try to lock his ass up. So I think you thought, oh, this is over. Like I did at 2020 when he lost. I was like, oh, we're never gonna see Trump again.
Right.
This motherfucker came back.
Yeah, he can't be stopped.
He can't.
But how do you not see that locking or charging him with felonies?
That was too far gone. That train left the station 3 years ago, and they just couldn't stop it.
It's just like, man, how do you not, like strategically, if you're playing chess, how do you not?
It's the same reason why you leave Caitlin Clark off Team USA.
Right.
You're not playing chess.
Right.
You know what you're playing? Checkers, and you got fucked and you lost.
Yeah. You're playing thumb war. Even checkers, you would have figured it out. Jesus.
I mean, I'll tell you, women's basketball is playing nothing.
Yeah.
Because they didn't play.
I mean, tic-tac-toe has more strategy than... Well, anyway, speaking of the young people and their concerns, they're saying that, for a long time, mortgage rates were incredibly low. And also, I will say, even though they're crazy high now and it has really affected home prices, I do think that unfortunately for people who kind of set their expectation at where it was for the 12 years before COVID.
Yeah.
That's also tough because they went from like ridiculously low to ridiculously high. The truth is, I don't know. I didn't read this article, but probably somewhere in the middle, I would guess.
Yeah. So basically we're looking at 7% mortgage rates. During COVID, we saw things dip to 3%. I was asking a lot of my friends because I just never asked. I was like, oh, what is your mortgage rate?
Right.
I have so many friends that pay 2.5%.
Right.
They're never going to sell.
Right.
Maybe they rent their house, but they're never fucking leaving.
No.
It's just too good of a deal. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity to buy a home.
It was.
And get 2.5%.
And we didn't even know. Like during COVID, I think we kind of knew, and obviously like the lines to buy a house cash with sight unseen was insane. But like, I think we didn't even realize how good that 12 years post financial crisis pre-COVID was for just the cost of capital.
So, between 1950 and 2000, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged roughly 6%.
Right. And today it's 7%?
We're at 7%.
So people are fucked.
So we can see a path. I mean, we are. So Canada cut their interest rates over the last week.
Right.
The EU cut their rate. So we're going to cut. So you will get to 6%. Maybe you get below 6%, but you're not getting to 2.5%.
Who wrote this? Whose opinion is mortgage rates at 3% were an anomaly?
It's like the Dow Jones. Because what they're using is historical data that
who wrote it? Is it a journalist?
Journalist, yeah.
So I just want to make a prediction as a journalist, as a fellow journalist.
Okay.
I think that's bullshit. And I think that once you taste 2.5 and 3,
you're going to have to figure out how to get back there.
I think we're going back. I don't think it should be.
Yeah, but
I think this article should be mortgage rates should have never been at 3%.
Yeah.
And hopefully they don't go back there. But like you can't, it was too good.
Yeah.
And if the issue is the number one issue is housing affordability, and it's also just unsustainable. I see all the people that were making TikToks about how they were rich off of Airbnbs during COVID are now making TikToks about the price of a mortgage plus property tax and all those things. And then the price to rent the house.
You can't make money.
And you can't make money.
Yeah.
You lose $200 a month on $1 million house trying to rent it out. It's just not a business anymore. Yeah. And I think it has to be. I think they're going to turn the party on.
So you like the most obvious
Yeah, I mean, we did it for 12 years and we shouldn't have, but we did. And they were a really fun 12 years.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And without COVID, they don't stop.
Yeah. Well, the COVID situation, they cut it even more during COVID. So,
right. But then it was because of all the money shelled out that caused the whiplash.
Yes.
So no COVID, you don't have to do all that stimulus. Party keeps rolling.
So you think you're going to, you really think 2.5% you'll see again in your lifetime? Everyone says that's not possible. You say it's possible.
It's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. I just think you can't, like Dom, right?
Yeah.
You feed Dom pretty healthy, right?
Very.
What's the most junk food thing Dom eats?
In-N-Out.
How often does he have it?
Once every 2 weeks.
Right. So was there like a moment where like he had never had it before and then he had it and you realize it had changed and now that's all he's going to be wanting?
He's a weird kid.
Okay.
He's like disciplined, but my youngest would do.
Right. So my point is like I've seen kids where like you give them ice cream the first time and they're like, oh,
all right,
this resets
everything.
My expectations.
Yeah.
So now all I'm going to ask for is ice cream.
Yeah.
And I just think it's like that. Like you can't, because not only did the home buyers experience it, but like the politicians and the banks and
everyone experienced it.
Everyone won.
Yeah. No one lost with low interest rates.
That was I was very confident there for just a guess, but I just think
I like it.
We shouldn't go to 3. We should have never went to 3 probably, but we did. And why wouldn't we again?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Great. So we should all wait to buy a house.
Either way, you got to wait. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the only thing I am seeing, because I track the West Hollywood area pretty closely.
Yeah.
Prices are coming down. A lot of prices. Like I've seen 5% cuts across the board the last 30 days on 5 homes I've been looking at, just tracking myself.
But that's because, am I right here in thinking that that's because they're not selling?
They're not selling.
And they're not selling because of interest rates.
And yeah, I think interest rates and,
because you're seeing the sticker price, right? It's that, then your mortgage, then the plus interest.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Like a 4% interest rate, those houses sell.
Yeah. Yeah. When you add up everything and you add up your property tax and your insurance, you're like, fuck.
Right.
Because I did the same homes and I would plug in a calculator at like 4% interest.
Right.
The payment is so different.
Right.
And then at 2.5%, it's like, oh, I can afford that house.
Right. Right. It's so crazy. How about this? Roaring Kitty. What happened? Did
you watch the YouTube?
No, is that what was sent in the group chat?
Yeah. So I actually left it on in my background during a call I had because I just wanted to see it.
He made a video?
Yes. Batshit crazy.
What happened?
He went nuts. He's gone completely nuts.
You think?
Yeah, no, he did. I mean, I watched the video. He was laughing. He pretend he had like a fake cast. He probably was drunk. Is
this from his stream?
Yes. I think he ended up talking a little bit, but what I saw was him cackling, laughing. It was the stock price was plummeting while he was talking. And he just kept laughing. He's a joker.
Do you think he cashed out on it? His options hit, right?
I know, but he revealed his position being even bigger than ever.
On calls?
He didn't sell anything. He posted that he hasn't sold anything. He's the joker.
Is he an idiot that just got really lucky?
Yes. And now he posted some other meme today, like holding a cat hand.
It looked like a defeated.
He looked like the Joker.
Right.
He go to blow up the building. He's the Joker.
Do you think that's it for him? Like he's just trying to.
Now he's just a character.
Right. And he's just trying to cause havoc.
Yes. Because he's like, objectively, if you look at what he uncovered, is Wall Street is a one big joke.
Right. But I will say, I gotta say, unpopular opinion, I think he actually uncovered that Wall Street just is what we thought it was.
Yeah.
Like actually the retail investor loses.
Yeah.
No matter how big the retail investor gets.
It doesn't matter.
You can be the biggest celebrity retail investor ever. You still lose. The fix is indeed in.
Mm-hmm.
those guys don't lose.
Yeah. They don't.
I mean, because nobody Melvin Capital, like some of those people, definitely had some rough times and some of them closed shop and whatever. But that money, those short positions and things, from what I know, just rolled up to people with more money that could cover them.
Yeah.
And those guys just won twice as big.
And they probably made a fortune on Friday.
Right.
Fortune.
So they probably, when everyone
the stock was down,
like,
40%?
Yeah. So when everyone was like, we're back last week, Roaring Kitty's back, fuck Wall Street, those guys were probably licking their chops. Like, these fucking idiots are going to do it again.
And we're going to kill them again.
And they won.
Yeah. They always win.
So that's what I think. I think it actually showed that, hey, you can bring your own little Goliath to the party.
Yeah.
And they're still going to win. The story is cute. It's like, oh, we took on Wall Street, but you didn't win.
They took him on.
They took him on.
And they got bent over.
Yeah. Oh man. So now you think he's losing it and he's just a character.
I think he's a character, and the stock could go up tomorrow 50%.
Right.
And we're back.
Doesn't matter.
The people probably close out their shorts on Friday and made a couple $1 billion. They'll go play the game. They'll let it go up again. They'll short it again.
You know what I'll also say is, like, there was a case to say that the theory that the brand was stronger than the stock and the shorts represented.
Yeah.
And that if they had a new CEO, they could have, GameStop could have 5x'd its sales since this all started.
Yeah.
But also they've just declined.
So Ryan Cohen, who is very successful guy, is the new CEO.
Right.
When the stock started going berserk on Thursday, he did a secondary offering to raise $3 billion of cash.
Right.
Because he was like, oh, these stocks going up?
Right.
Fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Right.
So I hope, in the grand scheme of things, Ryan Cohen's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
I hope he actually has a game plan here and he figures it out, and he actually figures out how to grow GameStop. But their sales are down 12%.
That's what I'm saying.
Year over year. So
they could have rode this momentum with
could have built something.
Because gaming is hotter than ever.
Yeah.
They could have done it, man. I also just think it's probably so hard.
Even just made merch. You probably could have sold a few $100 million. It's a clothing brand.
But also, like, sponsor some streamers, put together a gaming team. I don't fucking know. But gaming is just bigger than ever.
Just figure out a way to make money.
If they would have grown 5%, people would have been like, we knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked it. Okay, well, sorry, guys.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. What's going on with credit cards?
So I on an email list with a kind of a equity analyst, and sends me breakdown of every stock, everything in tech related, and then consumer related. Last week, he sent out the overall spend of credit cards.
Oh, that's exciting.
Which is really interesting. So in April, credit card spend was up plus 7.5%, which is kind of bonkers to think about, that it was up 7.5%.
Right. Year over year.
Year over year. In May, down 9.3%.
Whoa.
Yes. Grocery, down negative 10%. Retail, which is specialty retail outlet, general retail, declined 8%. Lodging, down 16%. Airline, 15%.
Wow.
Restaurant, 10.9%. Gas was down 12.5%.
That's huge.
These are mega numbers, down 10%. To put it
Restaurant fell 10% in May.
Yeah.
Compared to up 13% in April.
Yeah.
Wow. That's scary. I wonder what the whole year looks like.
So January is up 0.7.
Okay.
February was 1.7 up.
Okay.
March was negative 7.7. April was 7.5%. That is tax refunds, just so people understand.
Oh, you're right.
And then May was negative 9.3.
You get your refunds in
what?
You get your refunds in April?
Yeah, if you file April 5th, you get your tax refunds pretty instant.
Right.
So people start getting tax refunds in March and April and May. Money's ran out. There's no money.
God.
I was at a restaurant today with my kids after baseball.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a friend of mine who actually listens to the podcast was saying you should go, eat at this restaurant, whatever. So we go, and he's like, it's always empty. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. It was empty. It's like a Mexican, good food.
Yeah.
Fucking
Today, you said?
Today.
Yeah.
1:00. Empty. You can get any dinner reservation spot you want right now.
And we're talking LA.
Yeah.
You know?
Where people have you just spend frivolously in LA.
Right.
Not that they have the money, you just spend it.
We're not talking about the greatest factory of all in like Minnesota. You know what I mean? We're talking about fucking Melrose or wherever that place is.
Yeah.
That's gnarly. Well, I mean, look, let's not panic. It's 1 month. It was up last month, pretty much everything. But goddamn, that seems. I also wonder, like, where are we at year over year, year to date versus normal growth?
The problem is the GDP is up.
I just don't.
Because you know why?
trust it.
Do you know why GDP is up? It's insurance.
Right.
Health insurance is like a fucking chunk of the huge chunk of the GDP.
Right.
Auto insurance is up. Interest payments are up. You don't have money for discretionary things like eating out, going to the grocery, buying shit.
Right.
These are horrific numbers.
These motherfuckers, I will say, like, really got the timing wrong. You know, like we're in the.
You're talking for election.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the finals have started. It's game 1 of the finals.
Yeah, this summer is game 1.
Speaking of which, who won game 2?
Celtics.
I mean, not that I really care, but it's game 1 of the finals. We're leading into everyone making up their minds. And I think this shows what everyone is most concerned about.
This is the only data, if I'm the Democrats, only data I'm looking as how the fuck do we solve this?
Yeah.
And you got to solve it by August, September.
No.
You cannot solve it November 1st. You will lose.
I mean, what do? You got to just call J-Pal and say, listen,
Yeah.
I know it's crazy, but we're going to party. Like it's...
What do you want to be, ambassador?
What do you want to be, dude?
Yeah.
Because we got to turn the spigot on until November, and then we'll deal with it.
Yeah. Deal with it next year.
Yeah, that's what we do anyway.
Yeah.
Look at our debt. We don't deal with anything.
I think that is one piece of it. I think the other piece of it is we need to address that there is job decline, job openings getting removed. Like we need to address things that are like, and you're gonna have to put together a plan or a solution. Like the government has gotten tremendously big.
Yeah.
And so the deficit is one of the reasons why we have inflation. The government spending is out of fucking control.
Yeah.
So are you gonna make cuts anywhere?
No, and you know what I think the everyday person really gets pissed about, which they should, is the amount of money that we are sending to these wars.
Oh yeah.
You know, not that we haven't always done it.
Bought a casino.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that in the news? Like,
yeah,
is that
that's in the news. Zelensky bought a casino. It's a spit in your face. But Ukraine.
But I think it's like, I still tie that in to that Democrat, like they won't know.
They won't find out about the
attitude.
casino.
Yeah, like just kind of like, just don't question us.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah. He
And
needs
like-
to have a casino for safety.
Right. And like you're just spitting on everyone's face. And they do know. And they are pissed. And it's just, I just think that like, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I was too young. I don't remember with Iraq hearing as much
Of the pillaging.
numbers that we were spending.
We found out about a decade later. It took us a decade.
You feel that way too, even though you were a little older than me. It wasn't as in the know as it is now.
It was anti-American to not
Right. To even question.
question it.
So today you see 60 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion. Oh, we accidentally sent 3 extra billion. We'll send whatever, charge it to the next billion. And then these people, all of these people on this list are having to cut back on their groceries and they're not take that trip and not go out to eat.
Yeah.
And they just see billions flying around.
Yeah. I mean, when you drive down this street that we're off of,
Yeah.
and you look to the right when you're going west,
Right.
it is empty.
Right.
The whole fucking 3 blocks. There's nothing. It's not a business.
Yeah.
It's not there's one fucking sushi place holding down the whole neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Well, we'll see. I mean, to me, this all just screams Trump.
What's interesting, 538, Nate Silver, who the big election polling guy, I was on his site today just to look at the poll.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's only up in the national poll.
Yeah.
+1.
Yeah. Just don't trust those fucking things. I mean, what was he in 2016? Down 20%? I just don't.
I don't think people realize the quiet luxury, quiet voters.
Yeah, and you have to just remember that the quiet voters aren't Biden voters.
No.
So if you take that in any given election, there's quiet voters. In this one, they're all Trump voters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, we've been here before.
Yeah.
To me, this just is a case for Trump. I also think we've been denying a recession for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, we were technically in a recession last year. It's the same way they changed the name of the definition of gain of function research.
Yeah.
They changed the definition of a recession.
Yeah. People have been lining up for bread and be like,
yeah, like, well, until you've had bread only for 6 months, it's not a recession. But I would just say, how do we end it on that? I would say, Kathy's, just be aware.
Be cautious.
Those numbers, and even if you need to go back and listen to them, because they are scary. And I know a lot of you, Kathy's, are very financially, aware. A lot of you are entrepreneurs. A lot of you have.
I'll screenshot it and put it in the Discord so people can see it.
Right. A lot of you have jobs at startups. A lot of you have whatever. It's just, it's not the end of the world, but that is something to really pay attention to. Those are the numbers that matter. You're right. I agree with you. If I was running for president or thinking about the U.S. economy, I would only be concerned with those numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
We got some shout outs.
All right. Let's do shout outs. Everyone have a great week. And we're going to do shout outs and we'll see you later.
All right. We're going to get to some shout outs now. First one is from the Daily BS. Shout out to my sister, Christy Sullivan, for moving to Boston, getting her dream job at a cancer research company, and trusting me when I told her to buy GME stock at $20 to sell after hours on Thursday for $60. It's really bizarre when the cancer research person is getting stock tips from the non-cancer research person. But good tip, and it looks like you made some money, and congrats on the killer job. Next, from Natalie, a special shout out to my boyfriend, Russell. Congratulations on your new business venture in the s'mores world up in Oregon. I'm so proud of you and will always support your dreams. Keep inspiring those around you. It's contagious. I love you. P.S. Love this podcast, #1 in the world, and introduced my boyfriend to you guys recently. Go Kathy's. I love s'mores. Let's send some over to the office. My family is obsessed. Next one from Junior. Shout out to you guys. Was at a Zach Bryan concert in Las Vegas this weekend, and as fate would have it, the husband sitting next to me and my wife was also a Kathy. Small world. Keep being the best podcast in the world, baby. Man, Zach Bryan, that show looked insane. I saw it all over SoFi in LA. Kathy's are all in on country. That's where we're at right now. Next one from Alex. Shout out to Carlos Alcaraz on being the youngest male tennis player to win a Grand Slam on all 3 surfaces. I mean, does Carlos listen to the pod? Are we giving Carlos a big shout out because he's a Cathy? What up, Carlos, if you are a Cathy? And congrats on the French Open. I saw the end of that 5th set. Looked insane. Next one from Monica. Shout out to Sohil from Monica and Kedar. Happy birthday to our fellow Samosa Chat producer podcaster. Congrats on the big move to Miami and leaving Gotham, aka LA. You always have a home in Orange County and come visit the better coast. I mean, if you're leaving Orange County to Miami, it's not really much of a difference, but congrats on moving over. And next time in Miami, hit us up. All right, Cathy's incredible episode. Have an incredible week. We have a crazy week ahead of us. So good luck. We'll see you back here on Wednesday.